Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engine. I haven't gotten the patch that does the eclipse thing. People have asked me to, but I don't know. It's one of the things like everybody with Space Engine has kind of done that, and it's like I wouldn't really be adding anything. Not that my videos actually add anything at all, but I don't know. I might do it later, but oh, I broke things again. Oh, we're good. But anyways, we have some recommendations. We're gonna go to a few of them. Yeah, there's somebody telling me to get the patch. I should probably do that at some point. Somebody telling me if I should get 0.9.81, which I couldn't find. I can only find 0.980, which one I currently have. But anyways, alright then. Let's start out with this. So, copy, paste. Yeah, I tab out. Probably looks like nothing to you guys. Ooh. Control Cartwheel Galaxy. Not found. Is there another name for that? Let's find out. Because I am curious. Back of my head kind of hurts. That's weird. Whatever. There's its numerical name. Let's try that. No? I'll have to look into that later. Space Engine doesn't have everything, because it kind of sucks. Well, actually it doesn't, it just... the chart doesn't have everything yet. I actually love Space Engine, honestly, it's amazing. Can't find there either. Tau Ceti, that's an easy one. I think I've been there before. Tau Ceti. I actually appreciate Tau Ceti. Whoop. The great thing about Tau Ceti is it has a number of planets and whatnot, and it also has, I think, 2 debris disks around it. It's object of intense, or it's a star of intense study, and even SETI programs, because everyone likes Tau Ceti. Whoa, what are those wispy little rings? Isn't that pretty? It's a frozen ice world. Meanwhile, this one over here has more, like, rings. Ah, it's pretty. Even though rings usually aren't a permanent structure on planets. Like, Saturn in a few million years will probably lose its rings. They'll either... I think they're going to fall into the planet, or they are slowly falling in. Except for maybe like the F ring, which is being maintained by Enceladus. But, it's kind of like how Jupiter has rings, but you can't really see them unless they're backlit. But yeah, Tau Ceti was actually, it was used, or it was a target for a number of, well, SETI, like Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, programs look for signals, and it's a current object of interest for exoplanets. I think it has a few confirmed ones, but I'm not entirely sure. There's so many exoplanets out there. This one has a lot of moons. 36 moons. But yeah, I like Tau Ceti. It's pretty cool. Actually, in a paper I recently wrote for Icarus Interstellar about the idea of using an antimatter-propelled microprobe, where it goes to Saturn, gathers antiprotons, and then goes from there off. I had Tau Ceti as the list of one of the potential targets for, later on. The main target was Alpha Centauri because it's the closest, but I also had ideas for closer, like within 15 light year stars that the craft could theoretically visit, and Tau Ceti was one of them. Also Barnard Star, and it was great. But actually, how far away is Tau Ceti? Again, I have to fact check, so I'm not just spouting bullshit. Yeah, 11 light years, so it was within my range, so I was right. Oh boy. Alright, one more request. Because I like requests. I don't get enough of them, really. Let's get rid of the question mark. I wish it would let me. I don't know why the question mark is there. Alright. Excellent. Flump. It's an irregular galaxy. Actually, it looks like two irregular galaxies colliding. Interesting. That is a galaxy, right? What's this? Is this a star or a galaxy? Yeah, it's indeed a galaxy. Well, let's hang out here for a bit then. See what stars we have going on. I love Space Engine. You can zoom into literally anything and you're there, and I love it. And this is very luminous. I'm okay with this. What do we have here? A lot of these are blue giants. White main sequence, blue main sequence, blue, 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 blue. Got a lot of blue going on here. Well, also recently my channel hit 5,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, alright. It's kind of weird because nobody, like, well, not nobody, but like very few people watch my videos regularly, but I seem to be getting new subscribers, so it's like, okay. It's like they subscribe and then forget to. Well, one of my friends made a joke that it's just bots, and that would actually be hilarious. It's like I'm just attracting bots. But, I don't know. I'm doing something right. I should do more species videos. Those are generally popular. Let's just find an interesting star and go there. Like that, for example. Boom. Flump. Alright. Let's check out this planet with life. My, it looks rather homely. Well, homely as in it looks like home, not homely as in, like, yeah. Is that a volcano? It is. Lovely. Let's get some information on this here planet. Alright, we have abiogenic organic unicellular. Its atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. That's exciting. Well, actually, the main constituents are just these three. The rest of these are just trace elements. Krypton. Cool. It's actually a lot less water I'd expect for a planet like this. Like, the fact there's more argon than water, that's interesting. And you have the ones that I always get mixed up. Because of the hydrocarbons. I don't know why I always get, I don't know. Probably because everything gets jumbled in my head. One of the joys of dyslexia is words and letters get jumbled, so it makes some things difficult. Well, that was interesting. Actually, wait, I forgot to check something. Oh, okay. Whatever. What's that? What's the thickness of the atmosphere? Atmospheric pressure. It's thick. Yeah. Huh. I'm still surprised, like the amount of water on its surface and the thickness of its atmosphere. I'm surprised there's very little water in its atmosphere. It's like our atmosphere has a lot of water in it. That's because we're an ocean, or a very ocean planet. So I would expect the same here, but I guess not. Well, actually, it's a cool Terra, so there's probably not a lot of, well, no, there's a lot of cloud cover. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. My, this is just such a pretty location. Whoop. I was actually down by the river today. Didn't bring my Geiger counter, but it was because it was impromptu. Looking for rocks and stuff. I was like looking for rocks because rocks are fun. Actually, last time I was down at the river with my Geiger counter, people were walking by and looking very uncomfortable. It's like, oh, calm down, I'm looking for rocks. But whatever. Oh, I need something to talk about. I'm getting lost in the Space Engine, which I guess is the name of the series, so that's apt. A lot of these are white and blue stars. There's a yellow dwarf. Let's go there. Boom. What do we have going on here? Exciting planets. Hot deserts. Frozen ice giants. I like frozen ice giants. I like Neptune and Uranus. That's not. It looks cool, as in temperature-wise. Kind of featureless. Then again, Neptune's kind of featureless a lot of the time. Actually, no, it has storms every now and then. Uranus is fairly featureless, but it actually has very low winds. Neptune has like the strongest winds in the solar system, which is weird because it's also very cold. It's like the furthest planet out that we currently know of. No, Pluto is not a planet. It's a dwarf planet, which I guess is technically a type of planet, but it's still a world, so you can go with that. Ooh. Yeah, I always say Uranus is probably the best bet for like gas mining, like helium-3 and whatnot, because although Jupiter and Saturn have more, they also have very high gravity wells, which would make transporting like helium-3 out of its atmosphere very costly, and probably not worth it. Jupiter also has very strong winds. Saturn has strong winds. Neptune has incredibly strong winds, but its gravity well is lower. So your best bet is Uranus, which Uranus, its gravity well is a bit higher than Neptune's, but it has very low winds, so you could like have balloons that gather and harvest materials in the atmosphere safely with just a little bit of an extra cost of fuel to get it into orbit. So if Neptune had slower winds, it would be the best choice because, you know, it has the smallest gravity well of the gas giants, but unfortunately its winds are absolutely awful. So, rip Neptune. It's also farther away. If we had like torch drives, you know, it wouldn't be an issue. You could go to like Saturn in 4 weeks, Neptune in, I don't know, a couple months, and then it really wouldn't matter. But because we currently have to use Hoffman transfers, it takes a long ass time to get out there. So, like it'll probably be like in the like if they launch a probe in the 2020s to go out to Saturn to go to Neptune or to Titan, it probably won't arrive until like the mid 2030s, which is kind of sad. But yeah, which is why I kind of hope the next NASA thing, either the Titan one wins or one of the Venus ones wins, because the Venus ones will get there faster and will still be fascinating because there's a whole lot that can be learned about the surface of Venus, and it would just be fun. So I always like a good planetary landing. Like I think what is it, tomorrow? Next year is 2018. Yeah, it's the next launch window for Mars, and a bunch of things are going out. Insight is going out to Mars next year. It was supposed to launch last launch window, but there was an issue with one of the instruments, and they had to call it off and postpone it for 2 years. But I'm glad they did, because you know, it gave them 2 years to make sure things work. Let's just find a random planet and go there. It's a triple. Why not? Oh, there's something in my nose. I think dust or something. I don't know. Right then. Look at this hot desert, because why not? It looks very glowy. And kind of blue. Or purple. I don't know. I'm usually like the worst person to ask about color. Oh, nice atmosphere. It's very arid. Actually, we can see how arid it really is. Info. Oh my, its atmosphere is comprised mostly of water. Huh. Are those oceans, or are those... No, that's land. Weird. Not very accurate this episode. Oh well. This is entertainment, not a documentary. Good times. What was I talking about? Something about... Oh right, Venus, and landing on Venus, how great it would be. It's like, you know, it's probably no secret that I love, like, the Soviet Venus missions, like the Venera missions, because my YouTube channel is named after them. Aha! Which is weird, because Venera 14 was better than 13, but I chose 13 because it just sounded better. Ooh, bright. Yeah, don't look at the sun, kids. I actually had a bit of an accident when I was doing those, my solar eclipse video. I didn't blind myself or anything, don't worry about that. However, when I was setting up the camera, I kind of moved my head, and I got kind of a flash from the sun, kind of, you know, not in my direct vision, but just kind of off to the side of my eye. And it did the whole, and it kind of left like a little bit of a flash blindness spot thingy that you get, you know, kind of like if you like look at a camera flash. And I kind of ignored it, because I didn't really care. However, here we are a few days later, and that spot is still there, so it's like, oh, alright. Like, it's not in my center of view, like, my fovea is still perfectly safe, but, if I look at something white, like my wall, and close my right, or my left eye, and blink with my left or my right eye, I can see the spot kind of just off-center from my center vision, and it's still there. It's small, and it's not in my center vision, which is good, so I'm not terribly concerned, but I'm pretty sure that's a bit of damage to my retina. I was a little annoyed at first, but now I don't really care because I don't actually notice it unless I actively look for it. And today it actually looks like the spot is a little smaller, so I think it might be correcting itself. But it's a good thing the good thing I was not looking directly. Like, I was looking at the camera, not the sun when it flashed me. So, because like damage to like the outside of my fovea, I'm less concerned about, because your fovea is a little. It's a little dent, or it's the center part of a part of your retina called the macula, which is this part in the back of your retina where your center vision focuses on, and it has like the highest, not the highest density, but like, it's basically where your clear vision is, and the center of it is called the fovea, and that's where you're when you're looking at something, it's where everything focuses on, and you don't want to damage that. Because our eyes are actually very poor quality in terms of how they look, or like, you know, their image quality, because most of your vision is actually blurry, but you don't notice it because, again, you focus with your fovea and not the rest of your retina. So what you're looking at directly is clear, but everything just outside of this little circle is actually blurry, and your brain just kind of compensates, so you don't notice it. So, and then there's also two blind spots. Oop, I saw that. There's two blind spots. Well, there's one in each eye from where your optic nerve meets your retina. And, damn it, I missed it. And you can actually find it by here. So, close your left eye, hold out your right thumb in front of you, and then keep focusing straight forward, but move your thumb to the right until it disappears, and that's where your blind spot is. And it's really spooky because you don't actually notice it until you're looking for it, and then you realize, oh, there's actually a blind spot in my eye right there. And it's kind of cool because like things in that spot you cannot see because there's no photoreceptor cells, so things actually disappear if they're in that view, but your brain just compensates and you don't notice it. Kind of like how you're actually looking at your nose 24/7, but your brain just erases it so you don't see your nose. The brain is quite wonderful. I like biology. I don't know. Right then, we have a frozen. Oh, its moon is all about the life. Interesting. That looks a little more life-bearing. Marine and terrestrial. Its mass is smaller than Earth. That's to be expected, I suppose. Gravity is lower. Oh, excuse me. Diameter, where's its atmosphere? Pressure is very low. That makes sense. I don't see much of an atmosphere around it. And it's made mostly of methane. Okay. See, remembered methane this time because again, I've seen it enough times now. But we have methane, nitrogen, argon, carbon monoxide, neon and oxygen. Not a lot. It's mostly nitrogen and methane. Reminds me of Titan, actually. Titan's mostly nitrogen with a lot of methane and ethane and stuff in its atmosphere. There's also a volcano here. Doesn't look terribly active, mind you. Unless it's a non-lava volcano, like a mud volcano. Aren't those called fumaroles? I don't remember. I used to be big in volcanology, but I was in like kindergarten at the time, so I don't remember a whole lot of it. Interesting. Yeah, there's a bit of a thin atmosphere here. We have little tributaries and rivers. Oh, the terrain is really pretty. Gotta love that. Whoa. Another volcano. Anyways, that's 20 minutes, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll come back later with more episodes. If you have ideas for places for me to go or topics to talk about, please let me know. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space.